Airlines are consistently battling against themselves to secure more market share. However, in that battle for additional market share, no matter the market, no airline is more vocal than Qatar Airways. They're a carrier with something to say publicly on almost every single occasion, which is not often found in the industry. However off the rails the comments are, they are for us a valuable insight into the thoughts of the airline and its CEO. That's why I just had to cover the new comments by Al Akbar surrounding Qantas. They're quite, how does one put it, spicy to say the least. Qatar Airways has openly attacked Qantas over recent days as they attempt to secure more landing slots into Australian airports, and this was through an interview with SkyNews Australia. Doubling its flights would result in 21 flights per week to the land down under. The problem is, well, Qantas is attempting in every way possible to not allow this to go ahead by opposing Qatar's ambitions on commercial grounds. Why is this? Well, Sky News cites that the plans Qatar Airways has, according to Qantas, are unfair. In addition, the idea that government-owned carriers are getting more support amid the pandemic, of course, has seen them oppose a said move. It hasn't made Qatar Airways happy in the slightest, and their CEO came out firing with some pretty valid points, saying that he wants to offer Australians a solution. Qantas, as we know, has been hiking up their fares, and on top of that, has seen atrocious service, delays, and much more, including outsourcing for employees that are now not as experienced. On top of that, opposition remarks from Qantas regarding Qatar Airways having this allowed is ironic according to Qatar Airways, seeming they were backed heavily during the pandemic, with bonuses being handed out and executives that were on incredibly high salaries. Qatar Airways remained flying during the pandemic, of course, and especially during the height of it, being a solution for many people, including myself, that were stuck overseas and wanting to see loved ones. In contrast, Qantas shut up shop and still hasn't returned fully to their pre-pandemic network, all the while hiking up fares, outsourcing employees, among other things. It's been a recipe for disaster. And now, with them rejecting proposals by Qatar Airways, it's left the Doha-based carrier relatively unhappy at the situation, as they see a market that they can most definitely slot into and reap great rewards from. As per, however, a source of Qantas, Qatar Airways did recently break an international law regarding flying into Australia, and in addition an ongoing agreement that was currently existing. So now, this is getting legal as well. More competition is always good, and with Qantas running rampant on costs and more, I think many would appreciate the added opportunity to fly another airline on important services. However, on the side of Qatar Airways, they've truly done themselves no favours on the breaking of agreements and treaties on flights from Adelaide to Melbourne alongside Canberra to Melbourne and non-stop services in the past. It means that when they're heading to Australian airports to secure more slots, yes, while those slots are most definitely available, the airports are very hesitant in actually giving them out. On top of that, there is opposition from the flag carrier, Qantas, so an agreement would need to be put in place between the parties and the airports if this was to proceed. But right now, it would seem Qantas are very standoffish, and in regards to the airports that would be securing the slots with Qatar Airways, well, they're very hesitant, but I think their minds could definitely be swayed if it all was agreed. Now, what are your thoughts on the comments from Qatar Airways CEO regarding Qantas? Do you believe he's correct, or do you believe it's also ironic that they were breaking treaty and agreements when flying into Australia? Do let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Thanks a bunch for your support, and I will see you next time.